check with the Spring Release 2011 Part 2 training piece for the revised streamlined automatic workflow for site contacts. Oh, that's a mouthful. We just walked through off of what triggers this timeline, and now we're going to take a look at the timeline. You don't have your beer goggles on. Actually, it is kind of fuzzy. It was just because I've enlarged it so everybody could take a look at it. I will attach it as a separate document in case you want to print it off. Up at the top, you have your confirmation letter, which is now part of the automatic workflow, and that's based off of whenever the campaign was created. So the items in green are whenever it's triggered from the created date. The certificates, we're actually going to start calling them comps. So I'll change this piece before I send it out. And they're going to still remain manually created as you do today. As of this release, nothing is changing. In the comp world summer release, you'll see some changes. So stay tuned for more on that. At 11 weeks prior to the screening date, the e-flyer letter, along with the first set of blurbs and the e-flyer, is going to be emailed out. So the set of blurbs will be on there. At 9 weeks, the marketing confirmation letter will go out, and an email will be sent as well as a task that is generated within your activity history to follow up. At 7 weeks, the registration, the short announcement or the PSAs, the video, and the PowerPoint is going to be sent out as an email. And then you have your optional blood announcements. We just checked that on our example. If you were to check no in that question, do you want to send out blood announcements, it would not go out. So it would skip this whole section right here, and it would go from 7 weeks to 3 weeks. If you did check yes, then the third set of blurbs, as you can see here, will be going out within this email. 3 weeks prior to the screening date, the screening confirmation will be going out with the second set of blurbs and the sign-up follow-up. So this will also generate a task. And a week before the screening, they will receive an email as well as a task will be generated. The day before is all task generated. So anything that you see in yellow is task generated. The orange is optional, and that's referencing the blood. And then the green up top is based off of the created date versus the end date, which is the screening date. You'll have your event, and then 1 day after the event, they will receive the survey. Thank you, guys. We had great participation on the survey. You guys cracked me up. Some of the answers and comments that you wrote were great. In 2 weeks, we're going to circle back around and talk about the analytics on that, and I'll bring out some of those comments that you guys made. And then finally, approximately 4 weeks, the result letter will go out. All right, exceptions to the timeline. So we just talked about when the timeline is going out. Let's talk about when it will not go out. Exceptions to the timeline. So when the no marketing checkbox is selected, nothing will go out at all. The site change, if that box is selected, then all the tasks will be generated and only the last 3 emails will be generated. So the 1-week confirmation, the thank you, and the survey, and the result letter. I'm going to go ahead and just take a quick peek at that with you. So basically what that means is as long as the industry is something other than corporation or hospital, and as long as these 2 boxes are not checked, everything will go out. Now, if it's a corporation or a hospital, nothing, not a 0 zip goes out, or if this no marketing is checked, nothing, not a 0 zip, including task, all right, and both examples will not generate. Now, if you were to check site change, then all the task is generated and the last 3 emails will be sent. All right, what about the confirmation letter and the comps? We're trying to get the wording universal, so we're going to start using the word comps instead of certificates. We have a special project going on right now with the comps, so you'll see that in the summer release. So I will start changing some stuff and some wording around within Salesforce to migrate everybody to use the comp as the universal language for this guy. Okay, comps are still being sent out manually as far as through Salesforce that you normally take the process in generating. So you have to scroll down, you have to create the comp, and by selecting, we'll take a look at that in just a second. The confirmation letter is now sent automatically, and there still are quite a few options, even though it might appear because it's all clean and pretty and there's not as much stuff on the screen. So let's take a look at those options. We still have room rent as an option, so it'll give the room rent amount and when they can expect to receive the room rent. They have the site signature confirmation, and that's saying please verify if the requirements are meeting everything, sign and fax back. You still have the sponsor. If there's a sponsor that's associated with the screening, that will be an option and we'll fill in. The personal paragraph is still an option, and the attachments are still an option. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that as well. So what we just spoke about is if this box right here is checked, then the room rent paragraph will come over. If the attachment for the confirmation is checked, then that will come over. If the site signature confirmation, it says yes, that will come over as well. And the personal paragraph, if that's filled in, that will come over. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my email, so that way we can see the email confirmation that was just sent with the campaign that was just created. So remember we checked we wanted the attachments. Here are the attachments. The date, Dear Pastor Christine. We also had this event is being sponsored by Little Bo Peep. So if you scroll down, here's your general information as far as the tools we are providing to you are optional. So I want to point that out to you. That was something that we all decided as a committee. And it talks about, as a reminder, this is what we recommend. You don't have to do it. This is what we're recommending. If you look down at the bottom, per our discussion, the facility use fee will be sent approximately 30 days in the amount of $50. That's coming over because you have that box checked on room rent as well as the amount. And then here is the personal paragraph that says, I hope your daughter is feeling well. We did not check the box where it says sign back and return, but if we did, it would appear down here. And when they print, it comes out on a second sheet of paper. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. All right, this is the timeline and the templates. We just went through that. I just wanted to show it as a snapshot. Confirmation letter is still going out. The certificates are still continuing to send out the same way that you normally do through Salesforce, and then everything is what we just discussed. All right, so what are the next steps? Review the templates and where they are, and let's get familiar with them, and make sure you have any comments, suggestions, or questions. We'll go back to the RSM. Let's take a quick peek at where the templates are being held, just in case you don't remember. We're going to go into the very top where your name is, click on Setup, and then over on Emails, click on My Templates. So if you take a look in your folders over here, now you're not going to have all of this because I have the admin view, but you'll see Workflow for Campaign Site and Contact. When we wrap up this training module here in the next 2 weeks, the only thing you'll be able to see is going to be campaign site contact with the workflow and campaign member and feeders. Right now you don't see that because that's hidden because it's not going to roll out until next week. We're still testing it. So right now it's going to select this folder, and these are, I think there's 13 of them, the 13 templates that are associated with everything in the workflow. A new template that was created this past week is this comp letter. It is a manual. I want to show that one to you real fast. So let's say I'm in the campaign and I'm getting ready to send the comps, and we've had some questions around, can we have the piece that is about to let them know what's going to be sent to them. So I'm going to scroll down to my activity history. Where are you? There you are. Send an email, and I'm going to click on Select Template. I'm in the folder Workflow for Campaign Site Contact, and click on Comp Letter. So you can send this out right before you generate your comps, and you can see, Dear Pastor Christine, this is a separate email that's being sent to you with the complimentary comps for the upcoming screening. It tells them they have to call the 800 number, and they actually have to bring the comp sheet with them. So you can select that and send that out. All right. Other items that we just want to talk about briefly is another 5,000 plus contacts have been uploaded. We're getting